Here we go. Okay,
Hi, good. Sorry, I'm like trying to get ready to feed him really. I'll put my video.
that is totally fine. I get it for sure. So feel free to keep your video off. And if you want to pop on, you're welcome to pop on when you're ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our call. Like I said, we have questions. I should have time for questions at the end. So if you guys, if there's anything, or if you need to stop me in the middle of me talking because you're like, I will never forget that or remember that, go ahead and stop me. This is very kind of laid back, casual. I just want to be here for you all. These are a couple of the things that I felt like were important getting started. I will say kind of before we really jump in, I find that the most coaches that are seeing success early on, they take action before they know everything. So this is kind of one of those businesses where these kind of those things where you just get started before you know exactly every little thing. And I will say 5.5 years in, I am still learning things. I still have women ask me questions and I'm like, I don't know if I know the answer to that, but I'll get back to you, and be okay with saying, I'll get back to you tomorrow, or I'll get back to you in an hour, or something like that. Like, people understand that you all are busy, that this is not your full-time job, that this is something that you can get back to them on your own time or when you have a direct answer. So always be okay with letting them know, like, I'll get back to you later, and send your mentor or send me a message or Google. You'd be surprised how much information is on Google, that you can go get the answer that you need and get back to them. Okay, don't feel like I'm not going to take action because I don't know everything getting started out. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And I think people value the beginning stages. They value that maybe you don't have all of the knowledge right up front. But one thing I do find is coaches that are successful, they ask a ton of questions. So they are always asking me questions. They are always sending me messages, and I will get back to them when I can. If you message me after 4 o'clock, typically I won't get back to you until the next day, but I'll try to get back to you, especially new coaches. I try to get back to you guys as quickly as possible if you have questions. Like I already mentioned, Google is a great place. Asking in our team page, so the Spirit and Spunk team page, if you put a question in there, you'll probably get an answer quicker than if I can get you an answer. But they ask lots of questions. They take action. So they do these activities that I'm going to talk to you about. So they do these activities imperfectly. They're not perfect right off the bat, but they just take action and they start reflecting on, oh, that didn't work. I'm not going to do that again. Ooh, that conversation didn't go well. I'm going to do it a different way next time. And then they're really good at being just other people's hype women, hype man. So one thing that is really cool about coaching is we have all of the tools provided for us. You've probably already realized Beachbody has killer workout programs. They have a killer shake. They have awesome nutrition programs that are literally life-changing mentally and physically. Our nutrition programs are absolutely top-notch. So those tools are already provided for you. The job of a coach is more of being that hype person and that accountability partner. So if you don't see people in a couple of days saying, hey, where have you been? Is everything going okay? Or just cheering them on of like, hey, I haven't seen you in a couple of days. What can I help you with? I just want to let you know you're doing an awesome job. Let's refocus on our goals. Or if they are showing up, sending them those messages of, man, you have checked in 3 days in a row. I'm so proud of you. Like, this is so great. You're doing so good. And then usually I'll throw out like a coach invite. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? If they're checking in every day and they're cheering other people on, I'm going to praise them and then I'm going to invite them to coaching. So that's what I notice about coaches that are seeing success. They're asking questions. They're doing the activities, even if it's imperfect, and they are just really great hype women and hype men and really great accountability partners. I would say those are the basic things. So let's go ahead and get really into what do you need to be doing every single day to really get your business off the ground. And one thing about coaching, the activities that we do are really, really simple. The hard part is doing them consistently. And consistently looks different to everybody. That might mean 7 days a week, every single day for you. That might mean that you do those activities 5 days a week. That might mean that you do those activities every other day. But what that doesn't look like is you have 1 week where you're killing it, and then 2 weeks where you haven't done anything. And then 1 week where you're killing it, and another week where you're off. You have to be consistent, whatever that might look to you. And what that looks to you is based on your goals. So at least for me starting out, and we'll talk about this later on, but I wanted to help at least 3 new people every single month. I wanted to earn an income that would allow me to have choices, and that choice was to leave teaching. So I had to show up every day, and I had to do these activities every day because the end goal was bigger than my downtime after teaching, or that end goal was bigger than that 20 minutes that I needed to rest while I ate lunch while I was still teaching. Like, those goals were so much more meaningful to me than the little bit of downtime or an extra hour of sleep in the morning or whatever it is, wherever you can find the time to squeeze in this business. Keep in mind that those goals that you have, they can be bigger than this. And I am proof of that. Like, I am proof that it does work if you do these simple activities over time. Okay, so what are those? Personal development. If you're not working on yourself, you're gonna have this like lid. The first no that you hear, you're gonna hit that lid and you're gonna go, oh, nobody wants to do this with me. I need to stop, okay? But if you're doing that personal development and you're growing yourself and you're growing your own confidence and you're growing this belief in yourself and in your capabilities, you're going to overcome those and you're going to keep going. You're going to become resilient. You're going to become consistent if you're doing that personal development. And what we recommend, like 10 minutes a day. You can listen to it. I have the book Audible, or I have the app Audible. You can get hard copy books. You can listen to podcasts. I really like the book, The Compound Effect, because it really talks about those consistent activities over time and how they compound. If you need book recommendations, hit me up. Like, I've got a book recommendation for anything that you're dealing with. Do you have a question, or are you just saying you need a book recommendation?
No, I need a book.
Okay. Have you read The Compound Effect yet?
No, I haven't. I don't read. I'm so bad at that. The last book I read cover to cover was Girl Wash Your Face, and that was a great book, but other than that.
I am reading right now, gosh, what's the name of that book? I'm obsessed. It's kind of like the faith-based version of Girl Wash Your Face. It's called Get Out of Your Head. Woo! It is good. It is really, really good. So, like I said, if you have something you're struggling with, I have a book for it. I promise. I have read plenty of books to recommend. I'm not as knowledgeable about podcasts. Allie, I know your coach, Kelly, is really good at podcast and finding little episodes here and there. I more want to listen to a book cover to cover than do little tidbits of podcast here and there. But whatever works for you, the thing is, just do it. Maybe listening is better than actually sitting down and reading. I like to really dig in. Okay, the second thing is Instagram stories. This is those like simple activities that, at least for me, they're fun. And hopefully if they're not fun to you right now, they become fun. They become more fun whenever you are literally just like, I'm just gonna be me. I believe in what I'm doing. I'm just going to have fun doing this. And to me, like, hopping on my Instagram stories, I seriously am like, I can't even believe this is part of my job. I can't even believe this is something I get to check off of saying I worked. Like, it's just so crazy to me. Some ideas. This little tracker says behind the scenes of your business, even starting out right now, like, snap a picture of us on this call, of this screen right now, and talk about the fact that you are working your business, that you are learning from a top leader in your company or whatever it might be, so share the behind the scenes whenever you're working. So anytime that you do it, people love seeing a tracker. Snap a picture of your tracker and say, got my work done for today. Maybe talk about someone that you're helping. You know, there's so many ways that you can talk about this business. It doesn't have to be, come do this with me, you know, that type of thing. It can be just like those little tidbits day to day to show people that you're doing this and that you enjoy it. Don't be afraid to turn it around and talk to your phone also on your Instagram stories. I like to show my workout clips. If you go to my Instagram, you know that I did not get my workout done this morning, okay? It's gonna be done at some point in time. And my Instagram holds me accountable. If I don't show up, they ask, where have you been? What's going on? And I love that extra accountability that my stories does. Something from your day. Sorry, this says something from you day. Something from your day. So that might be, you know, a little tidbit of my toddler craziness that he's doing. It might be my newborn yesterday talking. I got so many messages of him like cooing. And you might be thinking like, that's so silly. I'm not going to show that. Show your day to day. Whenever I was a teacher, I would show things I was doing in my classroom. You know, people love tips, tricks, day-to-day life. You know, my dog, people love, there you go, you see her right there. Show, you know, your dog doing something cool, a fun trick. Whenever she was a puppy, I would show how I was training her. So it's like little tips that have nothing to do with health and fitness, nothing to do with anything, or just fun, cute things going on in your day. Use the IG features. So this is like a poll. People love giving their opinion. We're building a house right now. So people are loving, you know, saying, I should paint my walls white or gray. They're so silly and simple, but people love giving their opinions. They love giving their opinions on clothing, shoes, if you're out shopping, different things like that. Ask questions. So I love asking questions for people's opinions, what worked for them. It can be health related. It doesn't have to be health related. So maybe if you're struggling with afternoon snacking, you know, do a little clip of like, man, I'm really struggling with my afternoon with snacks or getting my water in. What works best for you? And put that little question feature in there and people can give you their suggestions for it. I already talked about this, add a value or tip. That might be something that you're learning on your health journey, something to do with workouts. Maybe it's a mindset thing. Maybe it has nothing to do with health and fitness. Okay, you guys can tell I spent way too much time on Instagram stories, but I absolutely love doing stories. I bring most of the women to me from my stories. It's not from posts. It's not from invites. It's from being open and honest on my stories. Okay, post on your feed. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but just making a post consistently that has a photo or a video and then a little tidbit in there. Follow 3 new people. This I think is a little bit easier to do on Facebook. So maybe go to friends of friends or go to, I know you can click on like high school and go find people that you can friend that you went to high school with that maybe you know, are not friends with on Facebook. Instagram, I prefer go to like friends of mine. So my friend Katie, I might go to her Instagram and click on her photos and see who's liking her photos. And I would go follow the people that are there. So I like to do that versus hashtags. So I don't like just randomly follow the top 3 people. I might follow like people that have a photo of them with a new baby in there or a toddler in their photo or them and their husband. So I try to find other women who are similar to me to follow. And I prefer to do acquaintances versus going to random hashtags. And that's just my philosophy because we at least have one connection point already. My friend Katie versus somebody in California that we may have, you know, same age kids, but we have completely different philosophies. Like she is not in the Midwest or, you know, whatever it might be. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Can I hop in with a quick tip for that one?
For sure.
So something something that helps me when I'm following people, if I go to like a friend's list, or I often go to like photographers list, as I'm scrolling through their friends, I look to see who has like the red circle around their name, because that means that one, their account is public. So then I can go and connect right away, because I find I request a lot of people, but they don't always like add me back. But if they're public, then they're already open to connecting with other people on Instagram. And then that way I go straight to their stories and I start clicking through, and I can make a connection like the second that I add them or start following them. And then I find those people are way more likely to follow me back. So I kind of scroll through and see, oh, a picture of somebody with a baby and they have a red circle. And then those are the people that I find I have the most success with connecting.
Where is that red circle?
It just shows that they have like a story.
Okay, so
I thought you
know
meant
that.
like the blue check, but there was a red circle. So I was
That's
like,
a fantastic
I've
tip.
never seen that.
So
Okay, yeah, I know what that is now.
yeah, I did not.
I thought that just meant they had a story.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It means that they have an active story, but that also means that they're public. So if you can see their stories, their account is a public account.
And then you don't have to wait for them to possibly like
Yeah.
accept you back.
Nothing more frustrating than the requested thing.
Yeah, that's a good tip. I didn't know.
Good stuff, Adriana.
That was awesome. I did not know that. And I also get super frustrated by like going to everybody's and I'm like, I can't learn anything about you. Why don't you have a public account? Okay.
Then you start feeling like a high school kid, like, oh my God, are they going to add me back? They accept me?
Exactly. Okay, 3 new conversations. I always like to engage in conversation with people who are watching my stuff. And this just means literally like about anything, about the fact that Allie and I have babies similar ages, you know, and maybe I can make a connection on, we've talked about swaddles, you know, that type of thing. So, you know, it's like those little things that you naturally connect with people on. Like if you're grasping at what I can start a conversation with, that person's not your person. Leave them, drop it. Like don't try to make a conversation about the weather or whatever it might be. Like make it about something that you guys have in common in your life phase, and the conversation will be so much easier to flow. Okay, send 2 challenge group invites, send 1 coach invite. This is where I find that does not happen. So it's like, I could do all these things, but I never actually ask people to do this. The best thing is don't overthink it and don't word vomit. You know, a simple like, hey, do you have a fitness routine that you're loving? You know, that's one way that you can invite without directly sending a creepy like, hey, I'm doing this and blah, 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 and would you want to do it with me? And this is all the information right off the bat, you know, like just simple, like I run these monthly accountability groups. I call them a fit tribe. Are you interested in that? Notice that you watch what I'm doing, you know, doesn't have to be creepy or weird. Keep it short and sweet, send it out. Don't get butthurt if you don't hear back from them. Like if I send out 10 and I get back 2, I'm like, heck yeah, 2 people that are interested or that told me no. That's awesome. A no, I feel like it's better than a ghost. At least they value me enough to send something back. Send 1 coach invite. If you're brand new, this is going to be people that like are in your circle that you really trust and that you think would be awesome at this. There is nothing better. I was invited by my good friend that I went to college with. You know, if she had never invited me to coaching, I would not have become a coach. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not that girl that messages people and is like, hey, what are you doing? You know, I'd like to learn more. I would never do that. Eventually, once you start having challengers, it's really good to, if people are consistently showing up, that's where your coach invites can come from. So it can be from, you are absolutely rocking this. Have you ever thought about holding others accountable while you're working on your own fitness journey? Okay. Woo! Spent way too much time on that. All right. So I already dug a little bit into social media, but here's just some like top tips of how to get started. One, start a program, which most of you guys have done that already. Share that journey. This is where you build trust from other people. The fact that you're showing up and you're showing that this is what I'm doing. You can do this too. I'm going to show the ups and the downs. Rotate your post. So rotate through health and fitness, coaching, and personal life. You know, today you might post something about personal life because it's a Saturday, a little bit more lighthearted. Share what you're doing today, or share a little tidbit of whatever it might be. Always have a before and after in your grid. So you noticed, if you look at my photos, your grid is like your top 9 photos up here. You want to always have a before and after up there. It might be a current before and after, like this one is in the current program that I'm doing. It could be a, here's, 10 years ago and here's where I am now. Before and afters can be your face. It can be in normal clothes. It can be a mental transformation. So it doesn't always have to be all about Beachbody, all about right now. It could be, here's how I used to view my body image, and here's how I view my body image now. But having that physical before and after, 2 photos right by each other. Don't be doing 4 photos in that photo. Like, do really simple. I like to even have the time frame. So real small in the corner, I'll have like day 0, day 10 or something like that. But keep it really simple. You guys, like, you've got to be able, they have to be able to see the physical transformation if that's what you want them to see. And if you have 4 photos in that, it's going to be too small. They can't see the actual physical. Okay, show your face. I find a lot of coaches, they will take pictures of their dogs or children or their food or whatever it might be, but they won't show their actual faces. That allows people to build trust with you. That shows your personality. Show your personality in the text and in these photos. So you can see, like, I kind of have that like girl next door vibe in my photos. You can tell that I'm married. You can tell that I have children. You can tell that I'm happy because I'm smiling in the photos. Like, you want your personality to shine through in what you're posting on your social media. Save your stories for kind of that unfiltered content. We've already talked a ton about stories, but kind of show up real. The more real you can be, the more women are going to build that trust, and men are going to build that trust in you. Put text on your photos, and when you do videos, and this is especially important if you are a new mom, add a little paraphrase whenever you are talking. So if you are videotaping yourself, add a little paraphrase of what you're saying on those videos. So actually, like, type out. The reason for me is I'm often watching stories possibly whenever I'm nursing and I don't have my volume up, but I can still get what people are saying if they have text on there. So keep that in mind, that sometimes people aren't listening, but they can still gather the information if you add a little bit of text to it. Go connect with people who like and comment on your post and watch your stories. Social media is meant for you to be social in. Get to know your following. I always love, and I think it's Rachel Hollis that talks about like taking care of your tribe that you already have. So take care of those people who are engaged with you. Don't always get focused on like going out and finding new people. Like, spend time with those people who are already actively engaged with you. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. So the rest of this is, we're going to talk more about the business side of coaching versus the activities. So how to stay active as a coach. You need 50 PV. That's around $50 to stay an active coach. Okay, I have an image here of different things and what their PV is. You can mix and match. So maybe it is Beach Bars and Energize, or collagen and Energize. So there's different ways that you can mix and match. I suggest keeping your Shakeology order, or if you did Energize and Recover, that's 90 PV and it hits that 50 PV. I'll talk a little bit later about why 90 PV is important. But the bare minimum is keeping that 50 PV, and that is once a month to stay an active coach. All right, so let's talk about Beachbody's reward system, which is called Success Club. So unlike other businesses or unlike other jobs, and there might be some jobs that have this, but Beachbody actually has a reward system when you help a certain amount of people each month. So if you help 3 people, and if they get started with a challenge pack or completion pack, which is what most of you guys got started with, you get 2 Success Club points. So what this means is when you help 3 people, you would get 6 Success Club points. And there's just different fun prizes. So the first one is obviously you're earning commissions. If you help 3, the commission is about $150. That will pay for that starter pack that you got started with. If you help more than that, that's an extra $50 commission each more new person that you help. You get some swag. I purposefully wore this really cute Coach tank top because that is the first month. If you help 3, you get this really cute tank top. I really love the style of it. And that's free. They send you an email. They say, hey, fill out this form, and we're sending you a free tank top in the mail. There's other prizes if you hit it 3 months. There's prizes if you hit it 6 months, those types of things. I just got an email because I hit it in 6 months. They are sending me 2, like, they're kind of silly, but they're like Snuggies, basically. So they're like those Snuggies, and they've got like a big old Shakeology. They're just super corny. This one's probably the cutest one. But it's basically a big old Snuggie thing that they're going to send us. So Zach and I will be taking photos in our Snuggies, and you will see it on our stories for sure.
We definitely did the puzzle at the cottage, and it took us like a week to do it, but we did it. And it's probably the hardest puzzle that I have ever done because it's not from a puzzle company. So the pieces don't really they can basically just fit everywhere.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're not really puzzle people.
Yeah.
Still in the box in our cabinet. We probably should bust it out at some point in time, but I haven't even looked at it yet. The 3-month one, if you hit it 3 months, there is a puzzle. But a really cool thing, if you hit Success Club 3 months in your first 6 months, so it doesn't have to be your first 3 months, but if you hit it 3 months in those first 6 months as a coach, you get a free ticket to our coaching event called Summit. Next year, it's in St. Louis, Missouri, which is awesome because I live in Missouri. It's literally like an hour and a half away from our home, which is so crazy because usually they're in places like I've been to Nashville, New Orleans, Indianapolis, but this year it's close to home, and you can earn a free ticket. Those tickets, they kind of adjust the prices when they have little promos. I think they're anywhere from like $150 to like $200, and you earn a free one. Another cool thing that they just started with that, helping it or hitting Success Club 3 months, is that you get to be a part of a test group program. So there's always new programs, like MBF is a program that just came out. There were success starters, new coaches who hit Success Club 3 months when they got started, that got to test out that program back in the spring before anybody else got to try it out. It's really fun because Beachbody asks your opinion about it. You get to be like some of the before and afters that a lot of coaches use. It could be such a game changer for your business. I got to do, Transform 20. I got to be in that test group, and it was so good for my business because I got to show little clips of the workouts before anybody else did. And then there's a really awesome trip. So there's a Success Club trip. If you're consistently helping 3 to 5 people every month, you get to earn this trip. I think you have to help at least 5 every month to get the trip fully paid for. But even if you help 3, it would be half paid for, which would mean you'd be spending about $600 on an all-inclusive trip. So we've gone on a cruise. We've been to Punta Cana. This last year was supposed to be Punta Cana again, but Corona canceled it, unfortunately. Next year, we're going to Riviera Maya in the spring, hopefully. Oh, I'm hoping that we can still get to go. So I can talk more about those prizes if you ever wanted to, but that is it. Okay, the next thing is talking about the rank advancements. So Success Club is helping 3 new customers or coaches get started. This is whenever you have coaches on your team. And these could be from active coaches, people who say, I want to work this business, or it could just be VIP discount members. So typically, if they sign up, I want them to be able to enjoy the discount on their next order. So I sign them up. It's really easy to cancel if they don't want to continue on with their Shakeology. But I'm all about saving some people money. So Emerald is literally just 2 active coaches or VIP members under you. Diamond is when you have 12 coaches or VIP members. So if you think about it, if you hit Success Club, what would it be? 4 months, 3 times 4, that would be 12 coaches. So potentially you could do this easily in 3 to 4 months. I want us to not overcomplicate Diamond. I feel like some people overcomplicate it, and I think it's something that's very doable early on in your business, and you can move on to what's next. So that is 8 coaches under you. You can see this graphic here. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coaches under you, plus 2 emeralds. So they have, this person has 2 coaches, and one person over here has 2 coaches or VIP members also. I built a diamond with 1 coach that was working. So I had 1 coach working here, and she had 2 coaches. The rest of these were all VIP discount members. This person was my mama who was drinking Shakeology, and I put 2 other people under her. So this was done with 1 working coach for me. It grew to having more working coaches obviously now, but that's just how I did it. And so I just didn't overcomplicate it. Once I decided I'm going to do this, I got to work and I did it. Some benefits of these ranks. So 1, it builds confidence. I feel like when women hit diamond, they have this like new swagger to them, and they're like, I'm a leader. I can do this. I can make this business work for me and my family. Okay. Now you're open for business. That means that you get to unlock a different earning potential. You're not just solely relying on commissions. You now get to earn these weekly bonuses that I'll talk about here in a little bit. Recognition. There's a ton of recognition for rank advancements. At Summit, you get recognized, our big conference. Super Saturdays, if we ever get to have these quarterly fun events in your local area again, that you get recognized there. Our team page, so I give you a little shout out in Spirit and Spunk Tribe. There's retreats that we host for diamond coaches and above. Beachbody sends you a fun little letter in the mail, and I think there's a little bracelet or something like that that usually comes with it. Income, I talked about those weekly team cycle bonuses. As an emerald, you get $14 a week each time that you cycle. And we're not going to get into cycling, but basically anytime that you have one side has 100 volume and the other side has 200 volume, you earn $14 a week. Diamonds earn $18 a week. And these cycle each week. So that means that you have potentially to start at only $14, or if you cycle twice, that's $28. All the way to now, we are cycling several times in a week, and this is a majority of my income. So this is where my stable residual income comes from, to where I'm not like freaking out if one week I go on vacation and I don't have any sales at all that week. I am still earning an income whether I work that week or I don't work that week. Free leads. So Beachbody has people that sign up through beachbody.com. They automatically send them to a coach, and you get those free leads. That is, you have to hit Success Club and be an Emerald coach to receive those leads. And you have momentum in your business. Another 2 accounts to be in control of. So one thing that I talked about was that my mom signed up as a coach. Zach was not in the picture yet whenever I signed my mom up. Otherwise, I would have signed him up. But you can see here, 5 years in, Zach's average monthly income is $1,500 to $2,000. And he just started kind of helping and working the business. This was growing even when he wasn't actually working the business. It was just, I had signed him up early on in my business. I kept him an active coach. And whenever I was ready, he started earning those team cycle bonuses. So it's something that I recommend doing. If you have a spouse or a parent or something like that, having a separate account that you can control, especially if you are ordering more than Shakeology. So I always say keep Shakeology in your account, but if you're also ordering Energize or Collagen or Hydrate or any of those other Beach Bars, those things could be shifted to a spouse account and ordered in that account. And in the long run, this is kind of one of those things you got to trust me with. In the long run, it will pay off. It's paid off for us. This is almost a full-time income, and that's not my account. That's my spouse's account. Okay. Oh no, where'd that go? Okay, so let's kind of talk about some goals. If I can get this pulled back up. Some goals that I would recommend if you're like, man, I don't even know where to start right now. Here's some goals. If your first month, I would recommend trying to help a minimum of 3 people get started with a challenge pack while you get started. So if you're on your first program, they would love to do this program with you. So help 3 people get started with it. These are probably going to be people that are in your circle already. You're probably not going to be reaching someone in New York City if you are in Missouri right now. Connect with those people that you already know. Okay, so how does this help you? You earn $150 commission in your first month. You hit that first month of Success Club, so your first month of what's called Success Starter, and you get this really cute little white tank top. For dudes, I think it's a gray tank top. But second month, what I would recommend is hitting that first rank. So helping at least 2 people get started in coaching or be VIP members. A lot of you guys will hit this in your first month if you're getting started people with challenge packs. And hitting Success Club again. So helping 3 new people. Your Success Club points start over fresh every new month. That was a new thing when I started as a new coach. I was like, what? You mean we have to start all over again at the beginning of the month? This means that you make another $150 minimum. It's your second month of Success Starter, and you get to open your second form of earning with that rank. Shout outs and prizes for Emerald. Your third month, I recommend hitting your second rank. So hitting Diamond, hitting Success Club again. That's 3 new people that you're helping get started. You're going to make another minimum of $150. Your month 3 of Success Starter, and the same thing. You're growing that second form of income, fun prizes, that free ticket to Summit, getting to be a part of a test group. So lots of big things can happen in that third month as a coach if you hit these different goals. So I kind of want to open it up. I did not realize that I was going for 40 minutes. My goal was like 25. But if you guys have questions, I would love to answer them for you guys. Hopefully you had a couple of things that popped up while we were talking or while you've been getting started, because some of you guys, I know you guys have both started kind of posting, doing little stories, getting started on your programs. So what questions do you all have for me?
I think I struggle with like visual content because I don't really like know what exactly to post. I feel like I can come up with something to say, but I feel like visually it's kind of repetitive right now just because I'm running out of ideas. So like I kind of want to get on a schedule of like maybe on Mondays I post something about Beachbody, like getting ready for the week and starting off strong type thing. And then like my Friday or Saturday is like a family day, or like Wednesday, middle of the week, personal development to help like push me through like the last end or something like that. But I think, because obviously like the first thing people see is what you post. They don't like read your caption first, you know? So I want to like get ideas on how to kind of do that.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that's helped me, and you're going to love this if you love Pinterest.
I have like 10,000 pins. It's
Okay, so what I like to do, because Pinterest is very visual also, just like Instagram, but I like to, if I have downtime or if I need to like decompress or whatever it might be, I have a secret board on Pinterest, and it is literally like fitness photo ideas or just little visual things that catch my eye, and I put there, I kind of help it with like my brand, my mood, or whatever I want to do. So like I try to pay attention to what colors am I posting, you know, what kind of photos, are they light and bright, and are they dark and moody type photos? And I try to replicate that, but it really helps me with like poses, because it's really easy to snap a photo just like this, but it's kind of hard to like be like, well, what do I do with my hands in this photo?
Yeah.
So
like I noticed when I think I posted one, I was like outside on my deck against like my house, and it just looked like visually attractive. Like it was just bright, and then I was wearing a colorful shirt, so it was like really nice. And then I was like, my other ones kind of like don't look like that. But I noticed that one got like more attention, so I'm like, okay, obviously I need to do more stuff like that. And then my transformation photos, those got more attention, obviously. But yeah, no, that's a good idea with the Pinterest thing, because I don't think of that.
My initial is to do it imperfectly. So even if you're like, oh, I've got this killer idea, but I just don't have a great photo, like right now, just get into that habit of doing it. Because most of the people that are watching your stuff now already love and trust you. So you're not having to like bring people in at this point. But so one is do it even if it's not perfect. But the second thing is, using Pinterest to just get ideas. There's sometimes I'm like, I need a photo. I'm going to go to my Pinterest board and I'll be like, oh, that's really cool. I could do that right now. You know, so it's just a real quick idea of what to do. I love the idea of getting on a schedule though. Like I think talking about coaching on Thursday, the day we get paid, and then Sunday, when people are like not wanting to go back to their work, maybe those are great days to talk about coaching. I feel like during the week, you know, Tuesday is a great before and after day, or, you know, whatever it might be, but getting into that set schedule. Saturdays are great for like family or fun type stuff. So really kind of think about what are people doing on this day, or what do you need, and kind of get into that rhythm or schedule if that works for you. I'm kind of way too much of a fly by the seat of my pants poster. But sometimes I find, especially with our lifestyle now, I'm struggling to get those posts in because I don't have that set schedule. So, okay, what other questions?
Yeah. Oh, Kelly kind of told me a little bit about this, but when you go to add people, like when you do your share a cart thing, she was like, make sure they're under your, like, because I have Alec, my husband, is signed up as a coach, I think on my, well, I guess it really doesn't matter, on my right, I think. And then I have my mom on my left. But like how, or I have my best friend Ashley's on my left. And then she said, make sure you put your mom under your left. Like how, what does it, I just guess I don't understand how each one has to go under which first.
Yeah, so okay, so as Emerald, you want to have 2 active coaches. So you always just want to make sure that you have 2 accounts, one on each side. So there's a left side and a right side. We have it's called a binary system. But you just want to always have an active coach on each side. After you have those 2 set active coaches on each side, you just want to fill in left to right, left to right, left to right until you get to those 8 coaches. 4 on each side for diamond. Okay, so I would just, if you're unsure, ask Kelly and she can go look at yours. and she can tell you exactly where that person should be. But I always just try to keep the sides even. So I always try to have at least, you know, if I have 4, I try to have 2 on my right, 2 on my left that are active. If they're inactive, I kind of don't even count them. Which you're so new that you're probably not even dealing with inactive coaches right now. So just my best advice is keep it even. 2 over here, 2 over here. If you get another one, put them over here. If you get another one, put them over here. So just keep it right to left at this point. All right, what else? Casey, you got any questions? I know you've been kind of just dabbling.
Yeah, I don't know if I have questions. I feel like I reach out to you when I have them. I haven't, we're still running summer camp. I have my last week of camp actually starting Monday. And so I haven't really felt like I've been able to do too much yet.
Yeah.
So.
And I know we chatted that you were wanting to start kind of after that was finished, but I love that you've been starting kind of posting and being active in our Fit Tribe group.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that you kind of like tested the waters and been on this call. That's a huge deal. I'm so proud of you for being here.
I think I don't like social media, like at all. I it's just not my thing. And so I've been trying to figure that out. I've been having a lot of conversations with people in person, which I think is like great at first, but then I don't know, like after I run out of people that I know, then I'm like, well, I don't know what I do then. But I'm dabbling a little.
Yeah. No, having those conversations in person is huge getting started. That was my fear. Social media wasn't as much my fear. It was more of like, I don't want to talk to people. I'm so afraid of people for whatever reasons. And so that's why I spend so much time on social media, because it's my love. But I do find that's a lot of coaches' fears. Follow Allie. What is your what's your Instagram account? Because you've been doing a killer job on yours. That she can follow out.
Oh, I think I follow you already, Allie.
Oh, I think you might.
Yeah, I looked up the people who were in our little thing and tried to follow them.
Good.
So if I could find you, I followed you.
Good. I love it.
I just think I feel like my life isn't very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
And my job is something that in a large capacity I can't post a ton about because our kids are in state's custody. And so there's so much of my life that's like, well, I can't really post about that. So I can talk about my dog. She's cute.
Yeah. I think there's ways that you could talk about. I'm super intrigued by your job, what you do. So I think there's ways like you can talk about lessons that you learn without being explicit about the specifics. You know, like whenever I was a teacher, I could talk about specific kids or anything like that, but I could talk about kind of like the struggles that I had or the lessons that I learned or, you know, strategies of how to calm a child who is freaking out or, you know, those little day-to-day things. I think you could talk about it without talking about it, if that makes any sense, you know?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I have been thinking about that. I just haven't figured it out. I'm supposed to go do a challenge course today with people who I could post. So I figured I would do some of that stuff. But yeah, just kind of figuring out what that like looks like is kind of, I think that'll be my fall process.
Yeah, I love it. Okay.
And if you want to hear about my job, I can tell you all about it. You
will
can come volunteer with my kids next summer.
I'm kind of interested to know what you do now that everyone's like intrigued.
Okay, Casey, give a little snippet of what it is that you do.
I run a wilderness adventure therapy program for youth who are in state's custody. So kids in residential treatment facilities, in foster care, and then kids on the autism spectrum and wounded warriors. So we have a 1,200 acre ranch in Stillville, Missouri. That's like the largest adventure base in the Midwest, which is crazy because it's in Missouri. And then we do like backpacking, whitewater kayaking, all kinds of stuff like that, and use it to help them build healthy connections, see that they're created for a purpose, and help them start to believe that they're capable of change. So it's fun.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I want to go.
There's a certain
Well-
man on this call who would be really great volunteering for that.
Well, there's only one guy, so
He has a pretty powerful story of change in his life also. So I think that he could share some personal experience with some of these kiddos.
well,
You
it would be
He was never in state custody, but
once Corona life maybe changes, hopefully back to a little more normal, we're allowed to have volunteers, so
Yeah.
you can come meet our kids.
that would be awesome. That'd be cool. All right. All right. Thank you guys so much for being on this morning. If you have any questions, use our message pod. Don't be afraid to ask questions in that message pod also, because if you have a question, guess what? Another coach also has that same question, and we can kind of address it all together. And then let's taking action. I'm so excited to celebrate you guys and just to get to be on this journey, be partners in this business with you guys. So I will talk to you guys later. So have a good Saturday.
Sorry, I have one other question that I just thought of
Yeah, go
now
for
that
it.
you were talking and trying to end the meeting. If I have people who want to sign up